Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Car, and I have a question for you. Do you think this 2015 GMC Yukon is worth $64,520, which is its as-tested price? Well, let's find out next. Looking at here is a 5.3 liter V8. It puts out 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque, and it's fed through a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, this system is hooked up to a 4-wheel drive, which actually works pretty good. We did take it off-road, and there is an automatic locking rear diff. So that's all fine and dandy. What's interesting is that I've been averaging about 19 miles per gallon, which is its combined EPA rating. That's impressive considering that this baby weighs nearly 3 tons. The 28-inch wheels that are on this actually look really good, and as you can see, you can get power lifting rear gate, and it's pretty quick too. It's, well, I think faster than some of the other competitors out there. The rear styling is kind of like the front in terms of having components on it that, well, they kind of seem like they're unnecessary or a little overdone. Like having this clear exterior that goes on over the taillight. I don't know, it looks like something you'd get with an aftermarket thing, like some of the kids do when they get the circles and the neon and all that other garbage. But at least it's semi-tidy and it does balance out the front end. So I can't argue about that. Fortunately, the rest of the vehicle, well, I think it looks pretty good. This is a gangster smooth ride. It's the only way I can describe it. If I was toting a gat, and I wanted a smooth vehicle to drive, one that didn't stick out too much, but at the same time was as comfortable as any Cadillac or Mercedes SUV on the road, this would be it. The ride, this is actually the premium suspension that they put in here, and it is one of the smoothest out there. It's quiet, you don't really detect gear shifts. The engine, even if you really stuff it, you just hear a little bit of a growl. Now, that's the one thing I would like to hear more engine, just because I enjoy that personally, but a lot of people, they don't want to hear it. There is another thing that's back here, which is nice for utility, and that's this parcel holder right here. It's relatively deep, I'd say nearly 4 inches, maybe 3.5 inches deep. And yeah, you can put stuff in there, and it's got a nice rubber mat underneath. And the reason this is here is because when these seats are folded, what you're going to notice is that they're flat, but that's because, well, they're up above the base level of the vehicle. As such, making a nice flat area here makes sense to have this little shelf there. It's kind of cool. Welcome to where I think all the money really goes to on this GMC Yukon. First of all, let me point one thing out. This, it's real metal, it's not plastic. It's actually kind of nice to have. Although on really cold days, I've noticed that the steering wheel, which is heated, it gets warm while this stays really cold. So, well, that's just the way it is. So check out this display. This is one of the more interesting parts of the interior. So let's say you want to put your sunglasses away, or if you're in Texas, a gun. Yep, there you go. Fits right in there. And ta-da! It's hidden. I wish the display would stay on when it goes up, but that's just a small gripe. Otherwise, it works pretty good. And what's really cool is that this center stack right here, there are really very few buttons, and that's good. For the average driver, having big buttons and not too many of them, that's a good thing. There is a problem though, and that's on this side. If you look very carefully, you will see 2 knobs that are identical in design. One of them is for the headlights. The other one is for the 4-wheel drive system. Yes, I've actually engaged the 4-wheel drive system while screwing around with the lights. And there's also the trailer brake control, which is there. I like that quite a bit. But Kent, Mr. Truck, hates it over there. He wants it on the other side. Still, it's a very clean installation. It looks very nice over in the side there. And you know what? The entire interior of this vehicle really is one of the more comfortable SUVs that I've ever been in. It's whisper quiet. It's very comfortable. The seats are fantastic. The build quality blows me away. GM is finally getting it when it comes to interiors. This is just terrific. In terms of overall driving comfort, well, it's fantastic. Steering feel for a truck? Well, there's no feel really. What you get is a really, well, frankly, perfectly weighted steering wheel. I like it. It's a little heavy, and it does build up a little bit of resistance the faster you go. At the same time, I'm fairly reassured that when I turn, the wheels will go in the direction I want them to. Now, that's not a big deal when you're doing regular driving on any vehicle, but when you're parking this big mammoth, and it is big, it helps, because then you know, okay, I did 3/4 of a turn. I know that the wheels are pointed in such a way. It's very quick to tell you where the front wheels are and what they're doing. On tight bends like this, well, the suspension's compliant enough to take it, and at the same time, you're not going to lose any traction when you're going around a corner at a relatively fast speed. With that said, I did take this into the snow, and I've taken it into some light off-roading, and it did really well. Once again, the big issue is, of course, clearance, and the front end has that chin skirt that comes down really low, and it's for aerodynamics, which actually work on this vehicle, and also the side steps. Both of those, well, let's just put it to you this way. If you have to go in anything over 8 inches worth of snow, be careful. All right, so once again, we're at the center point of our show, because this is where the fat guy has to enter the vehicle and please all you people, because Roman would want it that way. Actually, this is pretty nice the way it moves up and out of the way, and it has a hydraulic shock right there to prevent it from slapping forward too fast. Anyway, yeah, I can fit in the back. It's not exactly what I would call overtly comfortable, but it's not too bad either. Obviously, these headrests have to go up. Right now, the one that's behind me is in my back, and there we go. So, yeah, I can fit behind the seat, but I'd have to sit like this, crisscross. It does have a nice little area here for large heads, so I actually fit. One of the features that General Motors has just done a wonderful job with is the haptic sensors that are on the car that respond to certain things. For instance, if I'm rolling down the road and someone stopped ahead of me and maybe I'm not paying attention, the seat will vibrate, they'll flash red on the windshield, and do everything they can to warn you that you're about to hit something. From the back, no, I don't fit. If these third row seats were up, I wouldn't be able to fit with the tailgate down. If this were the XL version or the Suburban, it would be no problem, because there's almost over a foot extra space actually. Now, there is one issue, and that is getting material in and out of the vehicle. Because of this overhang and this shelf here being as, well, high as it is, frankly, it's very difficult to move things in and out of here compared to what it used to be like. I know that for a fact because I recently had to haul a couch in this baby, and it wasn't easy to get in. Now, fortunately, we do have seats that fold down, and they're relatively flat, and on top of that, we do have some tie downs, which are right over here. So even though it's not as long as an XL/Suburban, you are able to tie things off so they won't go flying out in the back. Actually, it's pretty utilitarian, but you gotta remember, this is based on a pickup truck. It's not a crossover, so everything in here, well, it just seems like it's beefier and more purpose-built. On the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I say hell yeah, buy it. This is a fantastic vehicle. It is worth the $64,000 plus. And you know what? Compared to the Mercedes-Benz GL series, the Infiniti Q vehicles that it goes up against, and even the Toyota Land Cruiser, this is one of the best on the street. It has a fantastic ride, and overall, it's an easy vehicle to lift with. I love it. I think it's fantastic, and I think GMC is, well, they're on the ball. Even though I don't love the styling, I still think it's relatively handsome, so I guess we're gonna have to try the Cadillac next and see how that one compares to this one. For the Fast Lane Car, this is Nathan Nadlin, and don't forget to go to tflcar.com for news, views, and reviews. Ciao. Mwah. So bear with me a moment because I have the sticker here for this particular 2015 GMC Yukon four-wheel drive SLT. This version with the four-wheel drive starts at $57,735. Now obviously if you get the one that's, you know, the SL or the base model, you can drop some of that money off. But in this case, let me tell you what this thing has got. It's got a sun and entertainment package for $3,255, which includes the sunroof and the multimedia, the control touch with navigation, interleak, rear seat entertainment center, 20-inch wheels, which is for, oh, the 20-inch wheels are $1,400. And then of course the max trailering package, which is $650, but it gives you a rear axle, which is 3.42, which is good for towing.